Hello dear friends, let's learn about the Vinnãna or the consciousness today. This is a very controversial, complicated topic for many people, especially when people learn the Dhamma, the teachings of the Buddha. They really don't get what this consciousness is all about. It's a very big challenge to everybody, I think, but many people have concern about what is this body and mind, how these things are related to our everyday life experience. So therefore it's very important to learn what this body and mind, especially what this consciousness is all about. According to the teachings and according to my personal experience, I also understand that for anything in this universe, anything in this world to be related to ourselves, they all have to go through this body and mind. They all have to go through this psychophysical entity. So therefore, as we all want to be very happy in our life, we definitely need to learn about this body and mind, the mechanism of this body and mind, how they work. So there we can understand that all our personal experiences eventually end up in our consciousness, in our mind, our mental experience. So therefore it is very essential that we have some sort of understanding at least about our mind, our consciousness. In the Buddha's teachings, the Lord Buddha used these three terms explaining the consciousness. They are called Chitta, Mano and Vinnãna. In the sequence we can talk about them in the order of Vinnãna, Mano and Chitta. Vinnãna is the consciousness, Mano is the cognition, Chitta is the reaction to our emotions. So what is this consciousness? People think that it is all about our mind and it is our eventual mental experience, but according to the teachings, it is not. It is the most superficial level of our conscious experience. According to the explanation in the Dhamma, this consciousness is experienced within all our sensory experiences. As we all know, we all have these senses: eyes, ears, nose, tongue and the body. The activation or the sensitivity of the sensory experiences or the sensory faculties are called the Vinnãna or the consciousness. Therefore in the Dhamma, the Vinnãna is explained and analyzed as the eye consciousness, the ear consciousness, the nose consciousness, the tongue consciousness and the body consciousness. And we should not forget that there's another consciousness called the mind consciousness itself. The mind is also explained as another faculty, just like a sensory faculty. So the Vinnãna is the activation of these sensory experiences for the external stimuli. So that is explained as the Vinnãna or the consciousness in the Dhamma. But we need to understand that conscious awareness or the consciousness within the sensory experiences is not the complete cognition of the external objects. It is the most outer level of this conscious experience. So that is the first stage. The second stage is called the Mano, which is the activity of the brain. As we learn in the biology, all the signals that we absorb from the external world through our sensory experiences, our sense faculties, all these signals are taken to our brain. And our brain functions as the central processing unit. And our brain understands what these signals are all about. Out of these signals, our brain creates our world around us. Or Our brain is the creator of our world. So that is the function of the mano. Our brain analyzes all these signals that we absorb from the external world in collaboration with our past memories, past experiences also. And then we create our sense out of this external world. And this is what exactly it is explained in the Dhamma, especially in the Dhammapada, as Mano Pubbangama Dhamma. All our mental experiences are led by this creation of our brain, or our perceptions, which are created in our brain. So that is the cognition, and that is what we call the mano, the second level of this conscious experience. The third level of the consciousness is called the chitta, and that is the reaction to our emotions. In the mano, which is the second level of this consciousness, when we experience the external world in our brain, if it is pleasant, we develop some sort of emotional experience in our brain. We crave for it, we go for it, we want to have it, we want to enjoy it. So that is one type of emotion in our brain. And if it is unpleasant, if it is not comfortable, if it is not soothing, if it is painful, it is also another experience, emotional experience in our brain, which is taking place as a result of our cognition. And then our brain reacts to these emotions. How our brain reacts to these emotional experience in our brain is secreting different types of hormones into our bloodstream. So these hormones are taken to the bloodstream, and these hormonal experiences are taken to all over our body, to our entire body. So this can be better explained and experienced when you think about how you get angry and how you experience the anger in yourself. When you get angry, suppose you feel the anger all over your body, including your mind, because of that hormonal reaction. You experience the discomfort of the anger all over yourself. So similarly, for all our emotional experiences are experienced throughout our physical body through these hormones, and that sets our behavior to react. If it is pleasant, if it is soothing, we go for it, we crave for it. If it is painful, if it is challenging, if it is fearful, we run away from it. So these are the very basic common emotional reaction in our human experience, and possibly for all animal kingdom. So that is the reaction to our brain, and that is exactly what explains in the Dhamma by the Lord Buddha. Chetanaham bhikkhave kammang vadami. This reaction to our emotions eventually becomes the karma, which produces positive or negative consequence sooner or later. So that emotional reaction is the most powerful level of this consciousness. So it is the expression of our emotions. So these three terms are used in the Dhamma in explaining the consciousness. If you are to remember these three terms again: Mano, which is the consciousness, the Vinnãna is the consciousness, Mano is the cognition, and Chitta is the reaction to our emotions. These three terms are very essential in understanding the Buddha's teachings and our human mind and the consciousness. So I hope you understand this very important lesson today, and it will be helpful for you to understand the teachings and to understand yourself as who you are. Thank you for listening.